Hi, my name is Danny Nicholson from the Whiteboard blog. I'm a science teacher, interactive whiteboard trainer, and PGCE science tutor. What I'm going to do here is a very quick presentation that takes you through 6 ideas for using your interactive whiteboard to do lesson starters or plenaries. And the idea really is that there's nothing too complicated here, but they're all simple things that you can do using, in this case, Smart Notebook, but any interactive whiteboard software will do similar kinds of thing. So the first idea is an anagram game. I use this quite a bit for introducing keywords and different words for topics. Hidden underneath this box is an anagram, and then I can click on the button. That's linked to an MP3 file that plays the countdown theme. I'll leave that there, and then the answer is hidden under that button there, under that box there. So basically, once you've made this page, you can then clone this over and over again and just change the words under the boxes and then hide them again, like so. The anagrams, even easier. If you do a Google search for anagram generator, it's the first page you get. I think it's like wordsmith.org/anagram, and that'll give you an online section, an online page where you can put in your keyword and it'll generate the anagram for you, which even saves you the hassle of having to work out an anagram as well. Idea number 2, using pictures. I like to use punchy images where I can. There's websites such as Flickr where you can get very good Creative Commons images, and I use the flickrcc.bluemountains.net Flickr search to get images that people are happy for you to use in other circumstances, and I always include a link to the image at the bottom here from Flickr. Also websites such as the Big Picture, the Boston Times. There's some excellent images that you can use. This one's here as a discussion starter for a science lesson. This is using an idea from the lesson activity toolkit in Smart Notebook, but it could just be squares that you drag off. But I click on here to reveal a famous building or image or piece of artwork or whatever, and then obviously hiding under there is the answer. Click and drag, hide and drag. Hidden underneath here, I've grouped images and a shape and a little wiggly line to produce tabs that I can use to pull out from various places. So the idea for this would be that students have 1 minute to speak about whatever it is that they get on the end of the string when they pull it out. So we're pulling out there, we're pulling out the heart, pulling out there the stomach, pulling out the liver, and they've got 1 minute. And we could use the timer here to count the time down, or we could just use a stop clock or something like that. Which is a quick fire lesson start as a revision of what they did before, or it could be a plenary. Similar kind of idea, I've used the shapes tools, circles and a parallelogram and a little wiggly string, group the whole thing together and then just push them so they're very slightly off the screen. You grab the end of a balloon and pull it down, and on the end of the balloon is a sum or a question or a statement or whatever that the students then have to answer. So again, there's a couple of balloons here. Each student would come to the board, pull one down and then answer the sum. So you've got a quick mental starter there, but anything can be put on the end of the balloon. Similar idea, instead of balloons, I've just made fishing rods using sticks. Thin line, thick line, even thicker line, and then we can pull these out from the side, pull these up, and then the bucket has just been layered on top, so it goes on top of everything else. And so hiding behind the bucket are all the other answers if you want it. Same kind of idea, and this time instead of using the bucket, I've used a piece of string. Used a big blue square to hide everything, and then we can pull out the sum from the bottom. I have seen a version of this where the teacher actually used clip art images of fish on the ends of the fishing rods with then questions or sums on the end there. Using layers. Interesting idea you can do using different kinds of layer and then sorting. So this is one I've got for putting insects in the box. I've used this for living and dead and odd numbers, even numbers, and so on. There's all different things you can do with it. But the idea really is that anything that is an insect will go in the box. Anything that's not an insect won't go in the box. So the scorpion won't go in the box. The spider won't go in the box. But the bee, which is an insect, will go in the box. And the butterfly will go in the box, as will the ant. The way this is done is I've actually used the camera tool to create a false front of the box and then layered that so that goes at the front, all the insects will go behind that, and then I've just selected anything that shouldn't go in the box, such as the crab and the spider and the worm, and told them to go right to the front, order to front, and then they won't go in the box, but the fly will. Okay. A quick idea for keyword bingo. Use this Key Stage 3, 4, 5. These are the words I want the students to know. They pick 3 of these words, put them into their bingo grid, and then on this page I've got definitions of the words, and all I would do is click on here and delete, or just pull the words off to reveal a definition. They look at the definition, cross that word off their bingo grid. If they get 3 in a row, they can get a prize or just be smug that they've won, and also go for a full house. Mark 1 version of this just had the word under the box, but there's less processing going on, so I like to have a definition and then they can process it. And then final idea, I've got 1 minute left. Plenary circle. Just a very simple way of getting students to summarise what they've remembered from a lesson. So I know that ... one thing they've learned. So it could be that I know that metal is a good conductor. It might be that I know that non-metals are insulators. I know that plugs are made of plastic. I know that cables need to be made of metal, or whatever. And the words around the outside change, but the idea is very simple. I've seen this used from Key Stage 2 up to Key Stage 5. Very simple idea. And another idea of using things off the screen. Here's a help tab. If you was giving this to a colleague, I can pull this tab out, and on there would be some extra help that's not always visible on screen, but if somebody was borrowing this file from you and didn't know exactly what to do, you can have extra help, or even a hint, or extra quiz questions like that. And that's it. If you have any questions, please email me. You can get me through my blog, whiteboardblog.co.uk, and I'm Danny Nick on Twitter. Thank you very much for listening.